the best hotline, Larry.
Ain't never gonna catch me on it.
Larry, you ever seen the movie Kick Ass?
Movie kick ass.
Yeah, Kick Ass. Because I've been trying to figure
How
out
do
this
I
whole
feel like I'm about to be set up?
and shit. This
Wait, you
nigga,
said
Clark, you ever seen the movie Kick Ass?
Mm-hmm.
That nigga be wearing that onesie, nigga, with that mask on that's on the wall and shit, running around with a.
oh, you talking about last up there?
Yes, nigga, you got a fucking kick ass mask on your wall. I'm just want you to put on the fucking the onesie outfit, nigga, going out with that mask on tomorrow. But you about to fight crime.
It's funny. No, that was from a Halloween costume years ago. I found it when I was decluttering my basement.
Where's Hit Girl?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never seen this movie.
You to see that movie?
I don't know what the hell you talking. I don't watch movies like that.
Yeah,
You the one, like, look behind you. You like, most people have books. You have games, movies.
no, nigga, nobody has books anymore, nigga. What is you talking about?
I do.
You don't.
I have books. I have books.
You
I
like?
have boxes and boxes
There's a
of
lot.
books, and literally the whole next week is dedicated to ripping out the front hallway so I can put the armoire there and put books there
Uh-huh.
and bring 2 bookcases out the back room into the front just to fill it with books.
Right. Who
Like,
has
that's
DVDs?
really-
Who has DVDs? Nigga, yes. Who has books? Who has DVDs?
I got DVDs too. Now
I
I
got
can't hate on them. I got about 500 of them. I'm a psychopath. It's cool.
Okay, both of y'all are crazy.
I got a few
Yeah.
hundred of them bitches too. I'm probably in the 1,000+ range
I'm
right
about
now.
to say a few hundred is an understatement, cuz. You got a few hundred right behind you. And I know that ain't the only collection.
That's nigga. That's just the Blu-ray rack,
See? You
nigga.
got a problem.
Right here, nigga, is 2 racks with just DVDs on it and shit. Oh, it's DVDs.
2 racks of DVDs.
I ain't even put the CDs on the shelf yet. But you know, I be streaming everything. Like everybody that's in this podcast.
When this phone is done, it's done.
Okay. You got it. I believe you done.
In America, half of the DVD collection is porn.
No, it's not.
Hamster porn though.
Hamster porn.
a third of his softcore porn.
All recorded from Showtime.
Just
Showtime. Showtime at 2 a.m. back in the day.
From 1997, Showtime.
Oh God, yeah, it used to be bad.
So bad.
You used to know it wasn't gonna show nothing except a nipple, and you would just watch it like this, like. Okay, hey, we can continue.
Mike check my report.
Fap edition.
Fap edition. You're.
Oh my God.
Oh, we're here to review this John Connor, Michigan.
No, we're not.
We're here to talk so much bullshit. But it's your boy TC. Got Clark. Got Larry.
No doubt.
Larry's probably slightly high.
On life?
Exactly. Clark, what are you hearing in the background right now? Why your eyes moving like that? You all right?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Nothing.
If you enjoy this podcast, please go ahead and subscribe. Give us the thumbs up.
To psychotherapy.
Algorithms and shit, you know.
If you like this podcast, subscribe to psychotherapy.
To psychotherapy?
Get you some pills. Yeah, get you some pills.
Yeah, nigga, good luck.
Liam Neeson. Good luck.
Oh, man. So Clark didn't listen to the John Connor. That's okay.
I will check it out just for the fact that he's a Michigan native, and I've heard him before in the past. I just been getting stuff in. It's quarantine edition.
Quarantine edition.
Huh?
Ain't shit come out, so I was like, fuck it. Let's do the John Connor. Why not? He, I guess this is his first official project. Well, it's the first one post Aftermath anyways. So he's obviously put out some shit before. He's got a few, I don't know if you call them mixtapes or albums or whatever, that's already on Apple Music. I haven't listened to none of them shits.
Nope.
I've heard some of the tracks he's done where he did like the cover tracks with some of the, like old Eminem beats and shit like that, which were cool. And I know the boy can rap. And he was obviously on Dre's Compton album. And I liked all his verses on that album, whether you hate that album or not. Well, yeah, I was glad to turn it on. And you got the first tracks with "Thank You." No, that was your Larry.
It was a good opening. I wouldn't say it was my shit, but it definitely gave me a good start to the album. I was cool with it because it's been a long time. It's been a fucking real long time. Like how
Dre had him on the shelf for like a fucking decade.
Right.
I don't know that long, but you know how Dre and Aftermath is, nigga. If you don't blow up immediately, he really leaving you alone. I don't know how he be signing motherfuckers. Like, why was Raekwon and Busta Rhymes? Well, Busta Rhymes put out a fucking album on the label, at least. Raekwon didn't.
No.
Somebody else was on the label. That was big. Oh, you had Joel Ortiz was on there. Eve was on there. I mean, you had all types of crazy shit. Motherfuckers that was signed to Aftermath at one point.
Yeah. Well, the fact that now who's he with now?
Label wise, I don't have a fucking clue. He's probably.
Did he go independent?
I don't know if he's fully independent. Ain't no telling. He could be though, because this album got about 100 tracks on it. I swear this nigga put every track that he ever made on this bit.
No, well, we got an hour and we got like an hour 7, hour 10.
Something like that. I was like, Jesus Christ, nigga.
Is it a Netflix movie?
Nigga.
It's not a game album. That's a movie. It's not a game album. But it's definitely got some length to it. Pause.
Yeah, this nigga dropped the album SOS.
Mm-hmm.
Album title. Like, what is the SOS supposed to be signifying here? Is it broken down? Nope. I'm like, you're already off the label. Is this like your cry for help to save you, nigga? Because everybody forgetting who you are? I don't know. This sounds mad disrespectful. I was confused. But he did come in with some heat, though, with Vehicle City. The Flint track 3.
Yes. Wasn't really expecting that.
I kind of was, because I've heard him spit before, and the shit like he was doing on Compton, on the Dre album, he was rapping just like that. Or at least on one of the 2 features, I think.
Yeah, I think it was two tracks.
He killed that shit though. I was outside raking the leaves. I think I told you that I was raking the leaves and shit because I had to get up 22 bags of leaves. But that's not what we talking about.
That's because you live out there in all the rich people land.
Nigga, 22 bags of leaves, nigga, mean I ain't get up shit during the winter. All the white people around me was like, "You need some bags?" Like, no, bitch, I got it. I'll wait till the weather break.
You want me to call my guy? It's got a good price.
No, I'm good. I appreciate you, though. Appreciate you. While y'all raked 7 times, I raked once. I just did it a whole lot in one day. It was like 24 bags of leaves and shit. Might have been 26. I don't know.
How did we get on leaves?
Because I was raking, hitting them bitches like this. I was hitting them, right? I was hitting them. And then the John Connor came on. I was like, okay, first let me cut off this fucking Drake shit. Let me put on the John Connor since they came out the same day. Fuck it, So I was hitting the leaves and shit, get the shoulder workout. And then track 3 came on, and that shit was crazy. I had to stop what I was doing. The wife looked at me like, nigga, we only 19 bags in. We still got more to go. I need you to rake these fucking leaves. And I was like, nah, John Connor on right now. He's spazzing. I felt about it. And then I cut it off and didn't come back to it until today. So, we lost this nigga Clark. He'll be back. Maybe.
Maybe not.
So,
well,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, finish your point.
I was just about to say, like, you know, I cut it back on the day, played them tracks again, and then I let it go, and I let Wada let the tracks go, and I was like, okay, next track is dope. Next track is dope. Then I started to realize as I listened to this album, one similar to me talking about Jay Elect, is that listening to this album, I really still don't know who the hell he is.
Mm-hmm.
I know he can rap very well. I know he has some ranges of topics and different songs that he can make. So he's not just like spazzing on every track, like a rapper sometimes do sometimes. But I still don't know who he is. And I say that sonically, just in general on his specific topics that he's talking about, because it sounds like he's trying to sound too much like some other rappers on some of this shit. At one point, I thought Crooked Eye was rapping, nigga, and it was him. I had to check the notes. I'm like, dog, your whole cadence, everything just changed, and it's like that on a few other tracks. Where I had to check the shit just to make sure it wasn't a different rapper rapping, and it wasn't. It was still him. And I'm like, it's different. Like Game, I give him a credit for it, you know, for his being able to be a chameleon and blend and borrow styles, and that usually happens on tracks that he's featuring that artist.
Mm-hmm.
But at least I know what I'm getting out of Game. I have no idea what I'm getting out of John, and I don't know. So it kind of slightly takes me out because I'm like, oh, you really went with that flow, you went with that cadence. Like that's you sound exactly like this dude, you know.
Well, I mean, I get where you're coming from that standpoint. I think like there's a couple tracks, like for example, like the Code, track 7. Like actually might be my favorite track on the album. It's got like a real West Coast kind of type sound to it. But that sounds like the way he's enunciating, the way he's delivering, literally sounds like, and the way he strains his voice, it sounds like it could be like Nipsey doing like the same track.
Man, that was another one I heard. I was like, dude, why?
I was like, wow. I'm like, but I was like, I dig it. It's a dope track. Like I said, it's probably my favorite track on there. And then I was trying to figure out, like I don't know how to feel. I don't know. Like I think it's dope, so I'll just take it as such. I don't know if it's like at the point of biting because he's, or like kind of like just like he's trying, like you said, he's trying to be a chameleon, or like paying homage because it's not every track where he's like ripping somebody's style. It's just like it's adding to how he wants the track to sound. I think it actually sounds dope, right? But it's like I don't know how to play it. I just play it for the positive, like, and I think that's probably nothing more than that. And then again, it's his first album, right?
Well, I'm just going post aftermath, but let's roll with that.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, air quotes, first album.
Which also the reason I think that he put so many fucking tracks on here. That he literally threw the kitchen sink. You know, we had the relationship tracks. It was almost like Eminem with like his relapse album, or not relapse, revival album, where he literally tried to give you something of everything, trying to please every individual audience without like really sticking to his strengths, kind of thing. And on this one, he literally went the full kitchen sink. It's like you got every type of track, which I guess could be okay if you, and you know how people hate the sequencing word, but if you sequence it right. But some of this shit was all over the place. Shit went from some type of relationship track to immediately some hard ass track right afterwards, and then back some introspective shit right afterwards. I was like, I'm confused.
Yeah, it is a little choppy from that perspective, but yeah, you know, syncing it up to how you want it to flow. I mean, I haven't listened to it enough to kind of feel like that exact flow of it. I still say it's a good album because he does go hard, and it was like really cool to be from the Mitten and spitting your shit.
Dope tracks for sure. Definitely some dope tracks. That Vehicle City
Hey,
track,
sorry.
I Know track. I think Stay Distracted is dope.
Welcome back.
Hey, sorry, I had some squirrels get loose in the backyard.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. Makes no sense, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So you were saying.
Okay.
We were just saying we don't listening to this album. We just don't really know who he is, and he's borrowed so many different flows and cadences on here that it doesn't help his cause because people really don't know who he is as an artist.
And that's the catch. Like, you've named yourself after a movie character. That's first. Second, you've never really just made a brand. Like, your brand is just like how Eminem was at first, but then Eminem was his brand. And because it was the first of its kind, especially with the skin, color, it's like with John Connor, it's like, nigga, are you gonna just disappear one day, like in the thin air? Like, my nigga, I don't even know what. Like, I know he has skill, and I had really no big push to want to listen to him. Like, there was like John Connor and I was like and it wasn't even disrespectful because he's so skilled.
You was gonna pick the Asher Roth album over this nigga John Connor?
Or my nigga, or whatever fits in that category. Or.
Damn.
I don't know. It's the boy is talented, but he's still missing. He's missing something for sure. And then some of the beats, like they were trying to be like beats designed around some of his tempo, and then some of them were almost like, I don't know, like Linkin Parkish on one of the tracks or something. It was weird, man.
Yeah. Which one is that? I can't think of it right now.
For the name of it, it's so many tracks that I can't like differentiate between some of them, and I ain't write this shit down. One of them sounded very Linkin Parkish. It was on.
Clark, your black ass shouldn't do that.
Which?
So your black ass should turn the lights off. And sit down with your teeth.
Nigga,
you're on mute.
My teeth was glowing too. That's why I was laughing so hard.
He was on mute the whole time.
I know.
Like, damn.
So yeah, man, that's where I'm at with the album. I like it, but it's missing a good chunk of something that I couldn't tell you what it's supposed to be. Outside the fact, like I said, if I was talking to him, be like, bro, I know you can rap, but I need to know who you are, and that goes into your lyrics, your beat selection, rhyme, everything, dog. I need to be able to tell who you are versus everybody else instead of stealing flows and shit.
I wonder how it's being received.
I haven't looked up a single fucking thing on this. I don't know if this nigga with his fucking teeth and shit is just floating in the air right now. This thing is still talking to us on mute and shit. He ain't learned the first time.
There's no idea what
Hey man. Report live from the moon. I was looking like the fucking Cheshire cat they got off of Alice in Wonderland.
Yep.
Some floating teeth talking shit. Okay. No, I 100% agree with you. Even though I was on mute, I could still hear you. So the sound was still coming through. Nah, 100% agree. John has to do something to actually define his brand. We talk all types of shit and everything, but everybody on this podcast is very, very smart and very, very knowledgeable, very wise when it comes to certain things. and he needs to fucking define his brand. And if he does not define his brand, he will be just what he is now, which is kind of invisible. Point blank, period. You know?
Point.
And nigga wants to be a local dude forever.
Well, no, he will be a local dude forever. If we don't know who, at least the game came out and cemented who he was. Then after that, he's just been in fuckery to keep his name moving. But he backs it up with skill and like controversy, and you know he's like a mini 50 with supreme skill and a chameleon skin. You know, so
I don't know. I don't know what he should do, but he need to do something different.
define his brand.
And there you
Start
have
from there. Then you could build something.
it. And there you have it.
Take notes, folks. Message.
Yeah. and that's hey, that's the funny part, because some people suffer from that period. You know, they get their identity from everything around them instead of just building identity and building up from there, trying to be agreeable, and you end up being nothing. Yeah, somebody gonna go home and cry. Somebody gonna listen to this and go in the closet, go in the bathroom, close the door, and cry. Shit on themselves. Past Bobby was talking to me. Mm-hmm. Talking to you, you big
Talking
nothing.
to you.
Hey, you big ass nothing.
You big dummy.
I'll go into hell.
That's not.
Ain't no hell. Ain't no hell.
Not real.
Hell is already here. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you about something as soon as we get off
Okay.
here. But I ain't got shit else to say about this album. I'd still recommend it if you just want to hear somebody rap and rap.
Yeah, I'm a definitely listen to it.
Yeah, listen
to it. He's skilled.
Yeah, he's definitely got, some talent for sure.
Yeah. And when I come back after listening to this hour and a half goddamn audio movie, I'm going to probably have a better take on it, and I'll be able to say certain things. But right now, no. Nope.
All right.
There you have it.
Set up. I ain't got shit else to say about this album. So like I said at the beginning, if you enjoy this fucking podcast, go ahead and subscribe, because we be putting this shit out all the time. Go ahead and give us the hot thumbs up while this nigga flips you off while rubbing his eye and shit.
Hey.
Let us know in the comments what
That's how you get pink eye.
Fucking clown.
Got the Conjunctivitis podcast, and we out.
All right. Peace.